Hi, Justin and Beauty. I just wanted to drop you a quick little video. By the way, I'm not a videographer. This is probably going to be horrible, but I just wanted to let you know that you have been so inspirational in mine and my husband's lives, and you gave us the desire and the drive to get moving forward and start our own little homestead. Teeny tiny, urban, but I think we're going to do this thanks to you guys. So I'm going to start with our little soil blocks we made. These are our little soil blocks that we made. We're starting our fall garden. We're probably running a little behind, but this is all test stuff. So we got all kinds of stuff in there. Chard and arugula and dino kale, of course. There we go. Now I'm going to run you outside and show you what we're doing outside. You're going to be seeing the floor. Don't mind the dirt. I don't know how to stop and start or edit. So this is the outside of our porch. And here's what we got. Let me go downstairs so you can see. This is some tomatoes I started in the pot and were doing horrible, and we actually transplanted them in the heat of the day in 90 degrees, and they are now doing great. A little late in the season, but it worked, and they're doing so much better. We've actually gotten quite a few tomatoes finally. You're probably going to see a million problems here, but you know, we're trying. We got some little greens in there. I don't know if you can see them or not, but there they are. We planted the seed straight in the ground to begin with, and quickly realized that probably wasn't a good idea, and that we needed to do the soil blocks. And so we built the soil blocks out of wood we had in the garage, and we also built these out of wood we had in the garage. As you can see, we have some of the things covered. Here is the tomatoes we transplanted that were doing horrible, and now they're coming along. As you can see, we didn't expect to get anything out of them. We just wanted to see if the soil was pretty good for them, and that's one of the tomatoes. I plucked quite a few the other day, and here's some here. I don't know if you can see, there's a bunch of green ones and flowers in there. These, I don't know if you can see those. These are carrots. I actually started those in a pot and just threw them to the side because I didn't think they were going to make it, and they did, and we harvested some, and we're going to leave these set and get seeds off of them for next year in the spring, which we learned from you. Thank you. Here is some beans. Again, this is all just test potting. We plan on really just getting a lot of education out of this, and then really hitting it in the spring after we do all winter of educating ourselves. Little radishes, you know, we really didn't even know what to plant for the fall, but you know, you got to start somewhere. Here's some little ones that we set in, or that we planted straight into the ground. Again, we got arugula, kale. We didn't know what to plant, so we just kind of went with anything that said it would do okay in the fall. We kind of just went with. So money's tight, and we're doing what we can. Just like you said, work within your means. So as you can see, there is some straw in there and some shavings, and they are used. And they are used because, let me go this way. Also, we went with above ground beds because our dirt is, there used to be a house on this lot, and so it's all clay. They just brought in all clay to fill in when they tore up the house, so we decided to go above ground. Amending it would be too costly for our budget. But I wanted to introduce you to my illegal girls. I don't know if you see them in there. There they are. So I got my little girls, and they're tearing up my little flower garden, and we've lost a few to a falcon and a hawks already. So we're battling that and trying to figure that all out, but they're coming along and they're going to be laying soon. Hopefully, we got some little bitty ones. Little Australorp, Justin. Yeah, you convinced us. So there's our little girl Aussie. She's gorgeous. Love the birds. Love the birds. The dinos. Anyway, they're all up in there. They free range during the day. And here is a coop. Little makeshift coop my husband made. It's, I don't know if you can see the name. It's called Chicoletta's Place for one of our chicks. Again, it's just makeshift. It's out of wood that was in our garage. Except for the hardware wire, which my son was so nice to buy me for Mother's Day. He thought it was odd that I would ask for that, but now he understands. And I just adore him for that. Those are to bring more air, kind of like a little air conditioning into our coop. We leave the doors open, and what we started with was a duck coop, because we have some illegal ducks too that we've had for almost 4 years. So that was their coop, and we just kind of added on to it and made that one. So they got a run in the front and the run in the back. Every bit of this, that the coop was made from oak fencing, which you can see there's fencing. And we just kind of made a run in there and a run out front. It works really good for, you know, if they're not in the mood, they're not getting along, they do have a way of getting away from each other. And as you can see, I've been scooping out more of this to use for composting and for the garden beds. So that's that. Now let's go this way. We started using this. We made this tumbler again. Everything was given to us or in our garage. We started using that for composting, and we found out really quick that it didn't work for us. But what I do use it for is composting tea. So I'm getting ready to fill it again here soon. And it's been working great. And then here is our composting beds. We have them covered because it's been raining off and on pretty hard, and it kind of got too wet. But those were blocks we had gotten a couple years ago at a super discounted price. They were actually just going to get rid of them, so we got them for super duper cheap, and they've just been sitting around, and we thought, you know, what can we do with them? We made composting bins, and I know you can't tell, but there's 3 bins here and 1 in the back, and we've just been using grass and the stuff from the chickens, thank you chickies, to make our compost. It's been going really good since we started with 0 dirt. We don't have a year to wait, so we're doing this 14-day method, and it's working out really great. And all the dirt you see over there, it's dirt and compost, and it's got other things in there, some manure and stuff mixed in it, and it's been working great. And yeah, that's it. And our land, actually, you can see, is pretty small. It's just 2 kind of city lots. Have a lot of greenery. That's for the chickies to hide from the predators, and it works really well. And it also absorbs the water, because the ground is not level, and we would have actually a duck pond every time it rained. So now that all the grass helps to absorb it, and it gives my chickies refuge from not only the elements, but from the predators as well. And as you can see, they love to get a hold of my gardening stuff, and that's okay. There they go. They're going up in the house. I don't know if you can see. It's probably dark. Right, they're going up in their coop. Hi, Chicoletta. She's the orange one on the stairs. That's Chicoletta's place. Over here is where my ducks like to stay, so we just kind of leave that grow. They all get along pretty good, you know. They mind their own business, but we plan on eventually making a bigger coop here. Not coop, but a run, you know, where they'll have more room to play and be safer when the predators are out. So that's that. And we do have another side of our house. It's small. It's a little walk, but it was always useless. So now we've got strawberries planted in there. So, and a little fence to try and keep the chickens out. But we're going to be working that more. We just had a couple strawberry plants. We just put them in the ground. They were in pots. But we're going to be working that more in the spring and really coming along with that. And my husband and my dream is to actually take all this land. We had a little cherry tree that kind of struggled. I don't know if it's going to come back. This was a volunteer from one of my little ornamental bonfire peaches. It will grow up, and it does give peaches just like my ones out front. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell, but we've also incorporated with we're trying to do a little bit of my flower gardening and keep flowers and vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. But we're going to keep our we've planned on keeping our fruit trees super small.